Okay, we're going to start, if we could. I want to say greetings to everyone. Greetings, colleagues, students, and friends. If we could have your attention, please. It's great to be together again for the first monthly town hall meeting of the new academic year. Yes. Yeah. Before we begin, I ask you to join me in a moment of silence for victims of war and violence in the Middle East, Eastern Europe, Africa, India, and Pakistan, and throughout the world. A moment of silence, please. Thank you. We condemn violence and hatred of all kinds, including racism, anti-Semitism, and Islamophobia. We support one another in times of difficulty and are committed to a community that's respectful of and safe for everyone. We welcome everyone attending today in person. We have a nice full house, and for those in the cloud, so sorry you're missing a great lunch. But we also invite and we welcome everyone attending virtually. If you are attending virtually, we do ask you to turn on cameras, and I see most cameras turned on, which is really great. Thank you. We'll start with the heavier stuff and then move into a lot of good stuff. We continue monitoring ongoing developments in Washington, and as you all know, every day brings new developments. Last summer, we received several directives from the U.S. Department of Education and U.S. Department of Labor, as did all post-secondary education institutions. And following our receipt of these Dear Colleague letters, I appointed an HCCC Federal Compliance and Response Working Group that Senior Vice President for Student Affairs and Enrollment, Dr. Lisa Doherty, and Vice President for Institutional Engagement and Excellence, Dr. Uris Pujols, are co-chairing. Colleagues across the college are participating on the working group, which is meeting weekly. And the working group is discussing the implications of directives affecting grants, ongoing steps to ensure legal compliance with mandates and directives, and very importantly, our continued and enhanced support for all HCCC students and all family members. The working group members are making actionable recommendations to ensure our compliance with the law while safeguarding our students' college and mission. In late July, Uris and I attended a national webinar led by Hispanic Association of Colleges and Universities. HACU discussed a lawsuit that's been reported in national media alleging that Title III and Title V grant funding, for which Hispanic-serving institutions have long been eligible to apply, receiving millions and millions of dollars among the HSI communities. We've long been able to apply, but it's now being alleged that these grants are discriminatory because they're only available to institutions with at least 25% of their enrollments comprised of Hispanic students, because that is the federal definition of an Hispanic-serving institution. So it's alleged that HSI programs violate the Fifth Amendment's Due Process Clause. HACU, very importantly, has submitted a formal application to intervene in this litigation as the national association serving over 600 HSIs, in which we are very involved. As most of you are aware, we're currently in our final year of a $3 million Title V grant that supports our English as a Second Language program. Recently, the Department of Education announced it will end discretionary funding to several minority-serving institution grant programs that include our Title V grant. Under Dr. Darrell Jones's leadership, we're requesting the application of unspent grant funding over the first 4 years of our Title V grant project be applied to continue the grant during the coming year. If that happens, we will be able to keep everyone whole and continue our grant activities. So we'll keep everyone involved in our Title V grant-funded activities informed of the outcome of our grant project extension request. As with many of these announcements, we anticipate lawsuits will be filed. They are being filed, and issues will need to work their way through the courts. And we continue to consult our lobbyists in Washington, Winning Strategies Washington, regarding this and other federal announcements and mandates. As an open access institution, we do not agree with the administration's announcements that assume colleges are using racial quotas to qualify for MSI and HSI funding. But I want to always emphasize our focus in navigating these issues and the federal political landscape will always be on our mission and our service to students and the community. and will continue to weather these challenges as one community and one family. On a much more positive note, most of us participated in two phenomenal activities that began our new academic year: College Service Day on Friday, August 22nd, and New Student Convocation on Wednesday, August 27th. Many of you were there, but not all of you. The theme of College Service Day was celebrating our past, present, and future, 50 and forward, our anniversary theme, and the day was filled with meaningful presentations, celebrations, and discussion. We greatly appreciated a presentation by Instructor of Social Sciences, Dr. Cade Thurman, regarding the importance of encouraging and facilitating the civic engagement of our students and community. Cade had participated, I hadn't known this, in a recent event sponsored by the Institute for Citizens and Scholars. And as it turns out, I'm a member of the Citizens and Scholars Leadership Council and the Center for Civic Preparedness. And at their invitation, we, Hudson County Community College, have agreed to participate in the next cohort of schools that will be involved this year in the Citizens and Scholars Campus-Wide Immersion Project, or CWI. And according to Citizens and Scholars, and I'm quoting, "This work supports and accelerates the creation of campus cultures that prepare a new generation of civic problem solvers to engage across differences, access information, and work productively with others to find solutions through collaboration and shared frameworks and learning. Critically, this focuses on providing all undergraduate students, not just those who opt in, with multiple opportunities to appreciate, learn, and practice civic problem-solving skills during their time at school." Isn't that a great thing to be doing, especially now in the context of the current landscape, but even absent that? The participating presidents and the campuses will follow a common action planning approach and use a set of shared outcomes. But each campus's path to engaging all of their students in multiple opportunities to learn and practice civic skills will be different. And there are 2-year and 4-year schools right up to Ivy League and every part of higher education involved. Our next step is selecting the leaders of a new HCCC Campus-Wide Immersion Action Council, CWI Action Council, who will in turn build a diverse group of faculty, students, and staff to think comprehensively through this work and develop a tailored plan of action specific to Hudson County Community College. And I'm very pleased to share that Dr. Cade Thurman and Executive Director of Early College Programs, Dr. Chris Conzen, have accepted my invitation to co-lead our College-Wide Immersion Action Council. Cade and Chris will create the rest of the team, and several members of the HCCC family, some here, have already expressed their interest in participating. So thank you, Cade and Chris. How about a round of applause? Are they here? Chris isn't, I know. Is Cade here? Hope their ears are burning. We certainly look forward to hearing from Cade and Chris about the project as our CWI Action Council is established and civic engagement planning and initiatives move forward. And shortly after College Service Day, HCCC's New Student Convocation was nothing short of inspirational. The energizing keynote was delivered by Carla Harris, a renowned international speaker, author, and executive who currently serves as Senior Client Advisor at Morgan Stanley. And Ms. Harris is celebrated worldwide for her insight, dynamic communication style, and her ability to inspire audiences to embrace leadership, resilience, and purpose. And I can tell you, our students were completely engaged around what she had to say, asked some really intelligent, I think, moving questions. Hundreds of our new students also that day met with their deans and faculty and enjoyed a festive outdoor barbecue and interactive student fair outside in the Culinary Plaza Park. I want to take this opportunity to thank Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Darrell Jones, Center for Teaching, Learning, and Innovation Director, Dr. Paula Roberson, Dean of Students, Dr. David Clark, Assistant Dean of Student Life and Leadership, Veronica Gerasimo, and many additional dedicated students, faculty, and staff for organizing these two exceptional new academic year opening events. How about a round of applause for them and everyone involved? And on Tuesday, September 9th, our college and surrounding community engaged in and enjoyed the multiple event kickoff of the college's year-long 50th anniversary celebration, which was, I hope those of you who were there would agree, spectacular in every respect. All told, more than 600 students, faculty, staff, alumni, trustees, foundation directors, elected officials, partners, community members, and friends and there were others, I don't know what, but even more, participated in the events that began on the first floor of Gabriel Library, then continued in the Deneen Hall Gallery, and on the sixth floor library veranda, permeated the Student Center, and later culminated in music, singing, dancing, and a champagne toast in the Culinary Plaza Park. Highlights included the presentation of Heart of Hudson Awards to President Emeritus Dr. Glenn Gabert, Board of Trustee Chair Emeritus Bill Netchert, and former County Executive Tom DeGeese, all three of whom we know, as we all know, worked for many, many years together to advance this college to where it is today. President Gabert accepted the award through video remarks. I will tell you that he and Gregory plan to come back to Jersey City sometime this fall, and we're hoping to have an event on campus where they'll have an opportunity to reconnect with old friends and meet some of our newer community members. Chair Netchert was unable to attend, but we were delighted that former Hudson County Executive Tom DeGeese did attend and spoke on behalf of Bill Netchert and himself. And then continuing on with a fantastic day, Senator Cory Booker offered enthusiastic recorded celebratory remarks. We saw two videos of students, faculty, staff, and others, one a present video and the other capturing people of the college over the past 4 decades. Trustee Sylvia Rodriguez shared meaningful reflections as the third student ever to register at Hudson County Community College when our doors opened in 1974, and her coming full circle as a current member of the Board of Trustees. Chair Jeanette Pena offered remarks about her personal journey and her experiences at the college over many years, beginning as an adjunct faculty member and continuing through years of service as a trustee. And she also filled a time capsule that contains pictures and documents to be opened by future members of the HCCC family 50 years from now. Who will be here? I know a lot of you will be. Hudson County Chief of Staff Jenny Davis spoke on behalf of County Executive Craig Guy and emphasized the importance of the college to the people of Hudson County and the life-changing opportunities made possible through the strong leadership and support of the county over the past 5 decades. And very importantly, Professor of Theater Arts Joseph Gallo reflected on many years of his career as a member of the HCCC faculty and the founder of the college's phenomenal theater arts program that will now grow with the new Black Box Theater, now under construction in the new Center for Student Success. And Trustee Emeritus Bakari Lee led an inspirational fireside chat with actor and Jersey City native Derek Luke, and Robert Cool Bell, leader of Cool and the Gang, who grew up in Jersey City, offered recorded celebratory remarks in the Culinary Plaza Park, followed by the exceptional music spun by his son, DJ Prince Hakeem. And everyone sang Cool and the Gang's Celebration and toasted the next 50 years that will continue the transformational journey, story, and life-changing opportunities of Hudson County Community College. The Student Center was booming with energy and excitement on both floors. It was like New Delhi. It was filled to capacity. HCCC's new athletics program was celebrated, and fun activities were enjoyed by hundreds of students and other attendees. Perhaps most inspirational, in a day chock full of inspiration, were the heartfelt remarks of students Navy Nunez and Anu Bisht, who spoke eloquently about what HCCC means to them and how the college is changing their lives. And Navy offered her remarks in Spanish to the delight of the packed audience. Our anniversary theme, 50 and Forward, will continue to appear and be celebrated in activities throughout the year, including our December Foundation Holiday Gala and a formal celebration of the opening of the Center for Student Success and the debut of men's and women's basketball in fall 2026, a year from now. The next 2 events in our year-long anniversary celebration will be an Alumni Association meeting to elect new officers it's actually being held today, and we look forward to a homecoming block party and open house from 10 a.m. through 3 p.m. on Saturday, October 18th, and I'm hearing fantastic remarks about all the cool stuff that's going to be going on there. Thank you, Matt, as well as Nicole. I do want to thank Vice President for Advancement and Communications, Nicole Johnson, the more than 40 members of the Anniversary Planning Committee that have been meeting and creating this kickoff and upcoming events for more than the past year. We had more than 70 student, faculty, staff, and community volunteers who made those kickoff events happen, and so many additional members of the HCCC family and beyond. So it takes a village, and Hudson is home. I know I spent a fair amount of time on that, but it was really such a monumental event, I think, in the story of Hudson County Community College that I just wanted to take full stock of how our whole college community was engaged that day. And I think it sets a wonderful platform for our continued celebration in the coming year. So, having mentioned the excitement of our new athletics program, I'm now delighted to invite our inaugural athletics director, Jonathan Sisk, to offer an update on the rapidly developing plans and next steps as we anticipate the launch of our new athletics program with men's and women's basketball next fall. Jonathan. There he is.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Thank you, Dr. Reber, for allowing me to speak today. I know athletics is very near and dear to many a heart in this community, and I'm excited to provide some updates today. First, let me thank the Athletics Task Force for laying the incredible foundation I've been lucky enough to be chosen to build upon. Nicholas Travalotti and the rest of the task force did an amazing job before my arrival, creating a very sound plan and working with many of you in the community to ensure the success of athletics here at the Hudson County Community College. Thank you all so much for the hard work you put in and continue to put in as we build. We have been hard at work since my hiring in April, building the infrastructure needed for a successful program, which has involved collaborating with many internal departments and external constituencies. Some of the internal processes that we are working on include creating a streamlined admissions, advising, and registration process tailored to the needs of student athletes. This has been and continues to be a collaboration between several departments that all have the singular goal of eliminating barriers to access for potential student athletes and then providing world-class support for them once they arrive on campus. This involves the recruiting team identifying potential student athletes and providing information and access to athletics-related materials created by our amazing communications team, adding athletics-related questions to the admissions application, and providing advising processes that work with the demanding schedules of student athletes. Thank you so much to the teams who have been working with me. Yep. I can stop though. Speaking of the schedules, we have created a timeline for the addition of intercollegiate athletics programs. We will begin competing in both men's and women's basketball in the fall of 2026 to align with the opening of the brand new Student Success Center that will house our competition gymnasium, walking track, locker rooms, and fitness center. Basketball will be followed by the addition of both men's and women's volleyball in the fall of 2027 and men's and women's soccer in the fall of 2028, with the ultimate addition of 10 intercollegiate sports programs. All of the athletics teams will compete in the Garden State Athletic Conference, Region 19, and National Junior College Athletics Association, Division 3. These regional and national organizations are a few of the external partners and organizations that we have been working with as we build. Both the Garden State Athletic Conference and Region 19 have invited us to attend their meetings while we apply for membership with the National Junior College Athletic Association, a membership that will provide access to competing with each conference. We have attended both Region 19 and Garden State Athletic Conference meetings in May and August and been in constant communication with the National Junior College Athletic Association as we prepare our application. We met with Vice President of Membership Brett Monahan last week and expect to move forward to next steps in the application process very shortly. Hudson County Community College is a popular partner in the community, and I've enjoyed meeting with community leaders and hearing how much they enjoy working with Hudson County Community College and desire to continue to do so with athletics. We met with Associate Vice President Robert Cole with New Jersey City University, as well as Hudson County Interscholastic Athletic League President Vincent Alameda, both of whom offered support and collaboration opportunities for the future programs. We were also invited to speak with the Hudson County Board of County Commissioners in July, who are very excited about the addition of sports to the campus, as well as the African American Outreach Committee in August, who were looking forward to the new programming and impact they will have on the local community and families. With the addition of athletics teams comes the exciting opportunity to create an identity for the athletics program. The Hudson County community has been heavily invested in the creation of the athletics program here at Hudson County Community College, and we will be bottling that electric energy by opening up the decision process for naming our athletics teams and mascot to the community. We will be collecting mascot and team name ideas through October 10th from our students, staff, faculty, and community. After October 10th, the ideas will be evaluated, narrowed down to those with the most support, and our students, staff, faculty, and community will have the opportunity to vote for the new Hudson County Community College athletics team name and mascot. I have provided a flyer with a QR code in the back of the room over here on our right for anyone interested in providing a team name or mascot suggestion. I'll also leave a general flyer in the back of the room that includes my contact info, a link to our website that we'll be updating as the program grows, and a QR code that will take you to an interest form. If anyone would like to contact me directly or knows anyone that may be interested in joining an athletics team, please don't hesitate to reach out or share the QR code. Thank you again, Dr. Reber and Hudson County community.
Sorry about that.
Okay.
I should have known he wasn't going to do so much more. Really appreciate it. We value and greatly appreciate your leadership, Jonathan. It's so exciting. I want to note that the new athletics program will be instrumental in our continued focus on student success, offering us new opportunities to promote the academic success of student athletes who wouldn't be here otherwise. So we're able to now welcome some new students into our community. But very importantly, we want their experience to promote their success academically and foster teamwork and leadership skills and lots of other outcomes that are positive. But the most important statistics of our athletic programs will be the GPAs and graduation rates of our student athletes. Of course, we also want to win some games. And now, speaking of student success, I'd like to invite Dr. Heather DeVries to offer an update on our student success work and our continuing engagement with Achieving the Dream. Heather will then be joined by Dr. Nadia Headley to discuss the beginning of our Middle States Commission on Higher Education self-study process for reaffirmation of HCCC accreditation. This is a process that is beginning now and will continue through summer of 2028. We thank Heather and Nadia for agreeing to co-lead our entire multiple-year reaccreditation process. This, folks, is a Herculean leadership commitment. I know many others will be involved throughout the year, but they're leading us. So I now am happy to turn this over to Heather and then to Heather and Nadia. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everyone. Good to see you. Good to see a packed room and a packed WebEx as well. The Dream Team, after a little bit of a summer hiatus, a little bit of a refresh, is back at work with our usual cycle of preparing for our visits from our coaches, Dr. Mary Fifield and Dr. Renee Garcia. They will visit us again for 4 times this academic year, and the first one is just several weeks away. They'll be with us on October 15th and 16th. So some of you will receive meeting invites, and we will, of course, thanks to collaboration with Veronica Gerasimo and the Office of Student Life and Leadership, be able to provide Mary and Renee an opportunity to sit with our students and hear directly from them about the transformational impact their education and time at HCCC has had for them. So we look forward to welcoming Mary and Renee back to campus. So they'll be with us in October, they'll be with us in December, and then I believe we're February and April from there. So we're keeping the work moving, and they will have meetings with our ESL leadership team, our Hudson Scholars leadership team, pre-nursing and nursing leadership, as well as a few other groups. I think some early college and culinary arts meetings will be in there, and then of course the meeting with students, and we may infuse as well some additional areas of focus that the Dream Team is currently discussing. Otherwise, we are back in our cadence of applications for the Dream 2026 conference. The Dream 2026 conference is occurring March 2nd through 5th in Portland, Oregon this year. And we are in the process of developing several proposals. They are due early October. And once those are submitted, I'll talk a little bit more about the proposals we submitted. So that's on the radar, and I thank those who are working on conference proposals. Conference proposals for Dream are unlike any other. They do ask for extensive information, extensive data upfront. So thank you to everyone engaged in putting those together. We are also working on, just the other day, we received the call for Dream Scholar nominations. The Dream Scholar program is Achieving the Dreams selective process by which they identify 8 students from community colleges nationwide. And these students participate in the Dream Conference. They each share a poem reflecting on their own journeys at the conference. And participate in various networking and professional development events. It's a really powerful opportunity for students. In 2021, our own student Pedro Morenchel participated. And again, due to the pandemic, didn't have maybe quite the full experience of being at the conference in person on ground, but I know still found it very powerful. And he still keeps in touch with many of his Dream Scholar counterparts and those at Achieving the Dream. So in the past, we've been able to submit nominations for as many students as interested. Unfortunately, this year, Achieving the Dream changed guidelines a little bit where we can only submit 2. So I'm going to talk with the Dream team and we'll figure out a process by which any students who are interested in this opportunity can raise their hand and how we'll navigate figuring out who our 2 submissions are. But we do look forward to hearing student stories and helping them with the application. And then finally, with John Argola, I am working on the Liam Meyer Austin application. Achieving the Dream has a series of designations. We achieved Leader College status several years ago, and then Leader College of Distinction status, both on the shortest timeline possible. And then the final piece in the ATD designation puzzle is the Liam Meyer Austin, which is a competitive award. It's not a matter of if you meet benchmarks, you receive the designation. And they've also changed some of those criteria as well this year. In the past, the application asked us, and by us I mean John Argola and his team, to pull data. And then we had to write a narrative about those data, as well as narrative pieces about some other aspects of the college and how we leverage our different capacities for student success. This year, Achieving the Dream has aligned all of its award applications with its new community vibrancy framework. The community vibrancy framework, in a nutshell, really takes all the different pieces of the student success agenda from when these conversations started 20 or so years ago. It was all about access. Then the conversation shifted to completion. And now the conversations happening nationally are really about impact. How are our students impacting the communities in which they live? And how is the institution impacting the community in which it resides? So our metrics and Achieving the Dream also using publicly available data through iPads, pulled a data set and provided it to all eligible institutions. So those are the 2 major changes. John and I will be leading a group to work on that application, which is due later this month as well. So the Dream team is hard at work back in its cadence. At this time, I will shift gears and invite Dr. Nadia Headley to join me. And Willie, if we could do slides. Okay, so we'll just start off by saying a huge thank you to everyone who has said yes. We've been reaching out with various asks to many to serve as co-chairs for standards. And in turn, they've been reaching out to the Circle of Life to reach out to those to serve on their working groups. And I've been seeing names slowly populate the spreadsheet. So thank you, thank you, thank you. This will take all of us. It is our institutional accreditation and will require the participation from the entire college community. Thank you to everyone who has said yes already, and thank you to everyone who will say yes in the coming days, months, and years. At this time, I'll turn it over to Nadia.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much, Dr. Reber, for giving us this platform for a quick update of what we have accomplished so far since College Service Day. Part of the self-study process is attending the Self-Study Institute. That started in September 3rd and it continues until October 1st. So I wanted to give a few reflections or takeaways from the meetings we had. First of all is representation. So there's emphasis on representation from the whole college. So they want to see faculty being involved, staff, students, alumni. So everyone needs to be involved with the self-study process. Second is transparency. So unlike what we might think that the self-study is all about showing we're doing things right, everything is perfect, they do understand there's no perfection. It's about examining what we have been doing over the years, trying to find gaps, challenges, failures, and most importantly, what we're going to do about it in the coming years. So showing direction, which takes me to bullet number 3, which is improvement. So as part of examining what we have doing is improving, coming up with action plans and future directions. And how we're going to show what we've been doing all these years and about 4 years is evidence. So a big part of our work is identifying the standards that related to each of the standards, the 7 standards of middle states, and trying to get that data and eventually examine it. Another takeaway that I had from the Institute is looking at our daily activities. Either you're in a classroom or at your office or a financial aid office. How does your daily activity align with the mission, the goals of the college? And finally, at least from my perspective, attending this meeting, there's no cookie cutter recipe for doing this. It's about serving your community. They do understand that every community is different. So what we do at Hudson County might be different from another college, but the reinforcing frame is addressing the mission and the goal of the college. So those are the 6 different takeaways that I want to share in this platform, and more to come tomorrow if you are attending the All College Council meeting.
Thank you. So again, another reveal. Again, this information may have circulated already, but I was so thrilled to announce Nadia as my co-chair at College Service Day, and we are thrilled to share today and celebrate our colleagues who have graciously agreed to serve as standard co-chairs. Generally, for 6 out of 7 standards, we have 1 administrator staff member and 1 faculty member. And these were blind dates. No one knew who they were being paired with. And then in one case, we actually have 2 faculty serving, which is very, very exciting. So for standard 1, mission and goals, we have Lauren Drew and Jen Valkersel. Well, you can clap. We'll clap. For standard 2, ethics and integrity, Dr. Salim Dowd and Amala Ogburn. If you're in the room, please stand. I believe I saw Amala. Thank you. That's okay. Thank you, Amala. I know Jen Valkersel. Lauren, are you here? Virtual space? Okay. For standard 3, design and delivery of the student learning experience, Allison Bach and Matthew LeBrake. Matt. And Allie might be with us in cyberspace.
For standard 4, we have Sharon Daughtry and Dr. Bernadette. So, standard 5, we have Dr. Holder and Dr. Yearwood. Dr. Yearwood is here. I saw him earlier. If you can please stand up. Thank you. For standard 6, planning resources and institutional improvement, we have Elena Winsler and Dr. Fatma Tut.
And then for standard 7, governance, leadership, and administration, Dr. Peter Cronrath and Irma Williams. Peter, Irma, are you here? They're on, okay. They're on virtually. So thank you, standard co-chairs. And for the college community, you may be receiving emails from these individuals making an ask to join their working group. They are currently reviewing their standards, getting to know them, getting to know the evidence expectations, and along with the volunteer forms, those who have raised their hand already are really letting that guide their asks, their invitations. So please keep an eye out for an email, and please come from a place of yes, if asked.
So as we embarked on the self-study process, we wanted to generate a logo that represents the process. Being that I'm from a science background, I wanted something that's cyclic, representing that it keeps repeating itself. And our challenge was to come up with 3 different words that represents the process that we're about to embark on. So the words that we decided to choose are celebrate, because as we're looking at the self-study process, we are looking at our wins, and it's a chance really to celebrate our remarkable achievements. But at the same time, as you're examining these wins, is to reflect. Could I have done things differently? Could I have done things better? And there's always room for improvement. And eventually, with our challenge of doing better is innovation, which it's the whole essence of the self-study is really innovation, our future direction. But if you stand anywhere along that cycle, you notice that it's a clockwise fashion. If you innovate, you'll celebrate. If you celebrate, you'll reflect. So it keeps going on, which is really what we're doing here at the college. So if you have any questions or input about that, we welcome it towards the end.
And finally, we will close with what else? The QR code for the volunteer form to give you another opportunity to say yes. So please, if you haven't already, here's the QR code. There's the link. It's been circulating, I think, in various, from various cabinet members or PEC members as well. We do have 2 in-person meetings scheduled. We previously, last Friday, the 19th, Nadia and I met virtually with each of with all of the co-chairs. But then these will be kind of all hands meetings on Friday, October 10th and Friday, November 14th, at which we'll complete crucial tasks related to getting the work started and building all important momentum, but also thinking about how getting our real first deliverable in the process, our self-study design, again, our roadmap or our directions for how exactly we're going to conduct this work, getting that finalized. And again, community input is really vital to that being a successful and useful document. Nadia, anything to share in closing?
Yes, so in closing, we are going to have a more detailed format of how we're going to conduct the self-study tomorrow, our all college council. So hopefully we'll see all of you guys or many of you guys tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nadia and Heather. This is, of course, nothing's more important than this to our college community, and it's really all about providing evidence that we are living and breathing the work of our mission and are closing the loop, essentially, in using data and best practice to inform continuous improvement. It's kind of interesting because on Monday, I'll be traveling to my old stomping grounds, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where I have been asked to be the visitation team chair for Middle States this year for the Community College of Allegheny County's reaffirmation of accreditation. So I'll be seeing it from the other perspective as we're unfolding our own self-study here, and look forward to that opportunity to get a sense of how the accreditation process is sort of integrated with the changing federal landscape. Moving to another topic, many of you have asked me what we know about the announced eventual merger of our sister university, NJCU, with Kean University. Recently, I had lunch with Kean University President Dr. Lamont Repollet, and another lunch shortly thereafter with NJCU President Andy Acebo, and he now has had the interim taken out of his title. I was happy to attend his investiture 2 weeks ago. In both of these meetings, we discussed the upcoming merger that will lead to NJCU becoming Kean, Jersey City in the next 1 to 2 years. And joining me in the meeting with President Repollet was Vice President Nicole Johnson and HCCC Foundation Director Steve Mullen, who actually brought us together. In these meetings, we agreed to work together as the merger process evolves to ensure the continued collaboration and growth of our partnership of the 2 institutions in serving the many students who attend both schools. So on the foundation of those discussions, last week, Senior Vice President for Student Affairs and Enrollment, Dr. Lisa Doherty, Dean of Student Success, Dr. Bernadette So, and Associate Dean for Career and Transfer Pathways, Jennifer Valkersel, met with Kean University Vice President for Enrollment Services, Latoro Yates, to discuss replication of the HCCC NJCU Connect student transfer program following the merger. And we'll in turn be scheduling a visit of the Kean team to Hudson County Community College later this fall to continue the discussion. And I'm very pleased to share that the HCCC NJCU Connect program will remain intact with possible adjustments once the post-merger academic portfolio is determined. Ultimately, Kane is replacing NJCU's entire curriculum with the Kane curriculum. And of course, there will be a teach out of current students enrolled in NJCU programs. We continue to make wonderful progress in our strategic enrollment management initiatives that include leadership and support for continuing positive outcomes related to our student retention and new student recruitment goals. This work, of course, is owned by all of us, as enrollment is the outcome of everyone's efforts and contributions. We've already heard from Heather about our retention and student success work. I'd now like to invite Dean of Enrollment Services, Matthew Fessler, to share an update of our fall enrollment. Matt.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. Hello, cyber friends out there. Good to see you. I see you waving. All right, so Matt Fessler, Dean of Enrollment, and I do have some exciting news to share. Our fall 2025 enrollments are in, and let's just say we are doing much, much better than the New York Giants, Jets, and Mets. That is 100% fact. And I apologize, John, I'm sorry. I know that one hurt. So let's start with headcount. This fall, up to this point in time, we've welcomed 7,746 students compared to 7,200 last year at this time. That's a 7.5% increase over prior year, which is really something we should all be proud of. Our new student headcount is up 4%. And again, that's great. And something important to note is this is after we've already saw back-to-back years of strong growth with new students. We had about a 10% increase in fall 2023, followed by about another 6 to 7% increase in fall 2024. So this year's growth is really momentum on top of momentum, which is great. Our new student pipeline continues to be strong and steady, which is exactly what we want to see. Continuing student headcount, though, is up even more at 9.5%. That's over 5,100 students sticking with us, proving all the great work we're doing around retention is really making a difference. In regards to credits, overall, we are up 7%, which again is fantastic. New student credits are up just over 1%, although that's a modest but still meaningful bump. We're in the positive territory, but that's especially as we see continued growth in new student headcount. And then continuing students are up nearly 11%. So we are up across the board. We are also up in early college. I don't have those exact numbers right now, but they are still being registered as we speak, and they are coming in very quickly, and that number continues to rise. But here's the thing, our fall growth didn't happen in a vacuum. These increases are coming off the heels of record-breaking summer enrollment. Thanks to our summer enrollment initiative, students had the opportunity to take up to 7 free credits after financial aid and scholarships were applied. It's important to note, though, there has been an incredible amount of work, behind the scenes work on this initiative from enrollment, financial aid, institutional research, communications, academics, and especially our student accounts team, who has been working around the clock, even up to this day, to analyze and adjust student bills based on their summer enrollment. I can't express enough how important their work is and everyone who had a hand in this summer enrollment initiative. So I just want to take a moment to thank everyone involved, and we will have some more numbers to report out on that. We're also going to be submitting a proposal to a few conferences on the work we did with that. So congratulations to everyone and the hard work. The numbers really paid off. And then finally, none of the, our whole enrollment numbers would be possible without the tireless effort of so many people from Student Affairs and Enrollment Services. Of course, I want to give a shout out to my team on the first floor of Building A and the Testing Center for all the incredible work they do on a daily basis. And of course, to the academic deans, faculty, and staff. As Chris said, everyone plays a role in making this summer and fall such a success. Truly, this has been a team effort, and the results are speaking for themselves. In regards to what's next, just last week, I hope everyone knows, we launched our 12-week term, which began on September 18th. With the last day to add drop is coming up this Wednesday, September 24th. But just remember, there's still time for students to enroll in our fall online B term, which doesn't start until the end of October, which I believe is October 25th. Chris also mentioned our fall open house and block party is coming up on October 18th. We are shutting down a part of Newkirk Street using the Park Plaza, the parking lot across the street, and of course the culinary building. And it's really going to be a celebration. We're going to have food, games, academics, music, entertainment, you name it. So please help us spread the word. All are welcome. Everyone in the community is welcome. And if anyone needs flyers or your department needs flyers, please reach out. We will be happy to distribute those to you. And I just want to give a shout out to Diana Galvez and Veronica Gerasimo for all the great work they've been working with me and others. They've really taken on a big leadership role with that. And I'm so appreciative to the both of you. So to wrap it up, thank you again for your commitment, your energy, your teamwork. These numbers aren't just numbers. They're proof that we're together. We're continuing to build something special. We're building a place that students can call home, which is why it's in our tagline. Looking ahead, that we have great momentum going, and it doesn't stop with fall 2025. It sets the stage for spring 2026, where we can continue to grow and welcome even more students in our community. So let's keep that momentum going. Very much appreciated. Thanks, everyone.
Matt, thank you so much to you and your team, members of the Enrollment Management Council, and so many others for your leadership and support of our college and our students. So just to make clear, fall enrollment isn't over. So, we are still admitting early college students and online B students, as Matt noted. Early college, the last number I saw, and I know it changes every day because now we're really starting to register lots of folks, but it was almost up 20%. So as that early college enrollment registration continues to come in, I think that 7% increase is going to actually continue to grow. Last I saw the numbers, we led the 18 community colleges, not that we want to be competitive, in growth this year. So that's a function of everyone, as Matt has said. Last week, I attended the annual Achieving the Dream Data Summit that was held at the University of Maryland. And joining me at the conference were Senior Vice President Dr. Lisa Doherty, Associate Vice President for Information Technology and CIO Patricia Clay, and our ACE Fellow Dr. Margaret Shadell, who is here. We took away lots of helpful information and perspectives regarding our overarching priority of enhancing student success. Just before the conference, I was pleased to be invited to serve with several other community college presidents, probably about 7 or 8 of us from all around the country, in a half-day roundtable discussion of our perspectives and recommendations regarding ATD's new AI for All Task Force report. This report that has just come out, I think, last week, is a national call to action to address all issues pertaining to AI, including challenges and opportunities in our teaching missions and operating procedures. When I was invited to do this, I was excited about it, but I said to some of our colleagues, I don't know what I'm talking about. How am I going to be ready for that? And I have to tell you, I thank several colleagues who prepared me and actually educated me about how much we are doing. And 2 of those were Patricia Clay and HCCC Center for Online Learning Executive Director Matthew LeBrake, who most of us know are co-leading college-wide initiatives to educate and engage the HCCC community about the opportunities and the challenges of generative AI. And also I thank Lori Margolin and I thank Bernadette So and others who helped prepare me. And so during this 4-hour discussion with other presidents, HCCC was repeatedly referred to as a leader in the work because I had the information that I could share with them. This is the result of many initiatives underway here, thanks to the leadership of Tricia and Matt. But it also, for me, a takeaway in this report, and I hope we'll share with the college community, is the urgency around our really continuing to not only move forward with initiatives, but connect dots around a plan and a framework. So Matt and Tricia are leading great work. I've asked them to speak briefly about our AI work going forward. So Matt and Tricia, thank you.
Thank you, Chris. All right, thank you so much. So, Matt and I have been working on several AI-related initiatives, and we'd like to share with you today. Hopefully, you're all already familiar with this. All right. Whoopsie. See, this is what happens, and you push this button way too many times. Thank you. So in our 2024 to 2029 strategic plan in the initiative 2C, we're calling out a holistic AI strategy, including teaching, learning, and institutional operations to embrace AI both comprehensively and responsibly. It calls for us to integrate AI into the curriculum, including data literacy and equipping students with the vital technology skills that we know that they need. It also calls for new AI academic programs, including high-quality short-term certificates focused on AI and creating new career pathways for students. That's not all that we've been working on, but with this strategic plan in mind, I'll let Willie do it. Hands off. Okay. Can we go back to the readiness survey, please? So we did do a survey in the spring of this current year. We received 126 responses, which is pretty robust. Many folks gave us substantive feedback. So some of the common concerns, as you can see on our slide, are data privacy and security, bias and fairness, impacts on jobs and roles, then training and support or insufficient training and support, and any lack of transparency. Most people reported a moderate or slight familiarity with AI. They said that they used AI tools only occasionally or for work, meaning their work here, I'm assuming at the college. There's a strong interest in professional development and training, and most respondents express a desire for more support and learning opportunities. I'm going to let Matt talk to initiatives that we already have done and already underway. Many people are looking for effectiveness in administrative tasks, enhanced teaching and learning experiences, ways that we can support our students better. Many open-ended comments mention the need to learn how to use AI, understand its impact on students, and on the community as a whole.
All right, thank you, Tricia. So we've been doing a lot of great things here at Hudson in response to the strategic plan, in response to the data from this survey, in response to a number of national surveys that have come out showing the importance of students gaining these skills to be ready for the workforce. So with all this in mind, we continue to lead efforts to promote AI literacy around the college, offer professional development and training opportunities to students, faculty, and staff. One of the first things we did is a Gen AI professional learning community, which was a great starting point, creating this forum for faculty to engage in conversations around AI and its impact on teaching and learning. We did a lot of lightning talks, hands-on exercises, groups activities, really giving folks the opportunity to explore this stuff hands-on in these settings and setting the stage for ongoing experimentation and innovation at Hudson. This is kind of the professional learning community has kind of dissolved over the last year, and baking in the oven right now is the idea of smaller discipline-specific learning communities, knowing there's no one-size-fits-all approach to AI. So what we are doing now is a series of workshops for both students and faculty, and a big shout out to instructional designer Victor Maruzzi, who leads these efforts for the COL. For faculty, the workshops focused on using AI to improve creativity, focused on creating engaging content and engaging students in their courses. For students, the workshops focused on teaching them to use these tools ethically, emphasizing academic integrity and really ensuring they know that policies are going to differ from course to course. So if they don't see something in the syllabi, check in with the instructor. And then Victor's offering now a new workshop to support faculty in building customized AI syllabus statements. And then this is in response to the new governance recommendation approved by all College Council and President Reber last April. I'll talk more about that in just a minute. I'm excited to say over 50 instructors have attended the 5 or 6 sections of this workshop we've offered since June, so it's definitely getting some attention. Next up, we have our Grow with Google Career Certificate courses, really geared towards students, but available to all members of the college community. We've had over 250 students enroll in one of the 2 courses, AI Essentials and Prompting Essentials, to date. And students who complete one of the courses will receive a verified digital badge and certificate directly from Google. So hot off the press, we've just been accepted into the Google AI for Education Accelerator program, which is going to provide us access to this content through December 2027, along with some other exciting opportunities that Tricia and I are currently exploring. Lastly here, I'll highlight a newly released micro-credential from NJIT called AI for Educators that will be available to the HCC community through summer 2026. In the past, we've licensed content from other, the Online Learning Consortium, Auburn University, and really these in the past have focused on the teaching with AI, redesigning assessments, opportunities for curricular integration, where this NJIT course takes a different angle, focusing on the administrative side of teaching with AI, increasing student engagement, designing better courses, grading and assessment, and managing administrative tasks. So again, this is a 6-hour self-paced course, and completers will receive a micro-credential and digital badge directly from NJIT, and we have over 50 faculty enrolled so far. Congratulations to communications professor John Lynn, who was the first completer of the training over the weekend. Slide, please. All right, so beyond the many professional development and training opportunities, I want to highlight 2 additional initiatives that really set us apart as a national leader in this space. So first is our new governance recommendation in April 2025 about the inclusion of AI statements in all course syllabi. A big shout out to Professor Peter Cronrath and instructional designer Victor Maruzzi, who co-chaired and are still co-chairing a working group out of the Online Learning Advisory Council in collaboration with the Academic Senate. And last year, this group created 3 syllabus statement templates addressing course level policy on the ethical use of generative AI, ranging from no use to some use to full use. Again, recognizing there's no one size fits all approach here. And it allows each instructor to create their own course level policy as it relates to student use or not of these tools. So faculty can choose to customize one of our templates or use one of their own, as long as there's something there, because it's really important. And the reason we're doing this is to ensure we're promoting clarity and transparency for our students on how these tools can or cannot be used in their courses. Lastly, I would announce just yesterday, the Office of Academic Affairs announced our new AI Curricular Innovation Spark grants. So these are $1,000 mini grants designed to empower Hudson faculty to experiment with AI by developing new instructional models, assessments that introduce AI knowledge, tools, and skills into their disciplines. These projects should support student engagement with AI in meaningful and ethical ways. They should equip students with the knowledge and skills to thrive in an AI-powered world. So a full call for proposals was shared in an email yesterday from communications, which includes examples of the types of projects you might want to consider. If anybody's interested in exploring this or applying, feel free to reach out to me directly to brainstorm an idea or just ask questions. So Dr. Jones asked Dean Burrell Yearwood and I to co-chair a committee to oversee this initiative. Just shout out to Tricia, Dean of Libraries John Hernandez, Professor Rafiq Siddiqui, Professor Sove Pujals, and our new ACE faculty fellow, Margaret Shadell. And the call for proposal was just announced yesterday with an October 31st deadline, and awardees will be implementing their projects in the spring of 2026. So I'm really excited to see the innovative proposals we'll inevitably get from our community. So thank you very much, and back to you, Tricia.
So on the administrative side or the business side of the house, we have an AI task force that was constituted in November of 2024. Our goal in this group is to examine uses of AI, including large language models, but also machine learning and other artificial intelligence that the college can use to improve our administrative processes. The goal is to streamline and enhance the business of the college and to use this also as a learning lab for use cases in AI. So everyone in the task force is experimenting using Copilot. Copilot is Microsoft's branding of ChatGPT, essentially. We've also seen demos of other AI systems, platforms that allow you to use many different AI models and not be limited to just one. We're also looking at those because they address privacy and security that's baked in. These models then are used for our purposes, but the data that we are sharing with the model is not used for training, which is important when we're talking about processes where we may be using student data or employee data. This way, we're not locked into a large language model. I've attended many different AI conferences, and what I've run into is with people out in the commercial world, often their company will provide one particular tool. And what people find is, well, ChatGPT is great at this thing, but maybe Claude is actually better at code or data cleanup, et cetera. So it also is important as an education institution that we're looking at various models and what their pros and cons might be. So I think this provides an excellent opportunity for our learning as we improve our processes. Next slide, please, Willie. So what about the future? Looking ahead, we need to work on an AI governance body. We have a small group of talented professionals who are looking at this now. We'll make some recommendations to the cabinet. We need to come up with what our AI guiding principles are, providing a clear framework for ethical and practical AI use for ourselves, right? We've talked a lot about faculty and students, but we also need to understand how can we and should we be using these tools. We plan to foster an atmosphere of inquiry because we need to work fast. The pace of change with these models is on a bi-weekly, weekly, sometimes hourly basis. So this is a challenge for all of higher education. We don't usually move fast, right? We think of I was going to say tech bros. I shouldn't probably say that. But anyway, we don't move quickly and break things. We don't want to break things. But in this case, we really do need to move quickly. So we need college-wide energy to do this responsibly and well. We'll be expanding access, ideally to students so they can use AI tools. I know Matt says a lot, access equals equity. If we have students out there that are purchasing their own AI tools and other students don't have any access, that's a problem. So we want to ensure all learners benefit from the technological advancements that we're working on. And we plan to, with our work, contribute to the broader conversation on AI in education, as we have been doing. So all of these goals roll up into our strategic goals and our mission, the commitment to innovation, equity, and excellence, and positioning our college as a leader in the area of responsible integration of AI. And I look forward to working with all of you on that. Thank you.
Thank you, Matt and Tricia, for your strong leadership to address this disruptive technology as a potential force multiplier in our student success work and our college operations, while also, and very importantly, and Dr. So has been very, very focused on this appropriately, we want to address and mitigate significant ethical and equity concerns that are inherent in the technology. The Cabinet and other members of our college community are currently discussing the efficacy of creating an HCCC AI Center of Excellence and a strategic plan for leveraging AI. Shifting gears just a bit as we wind down here, I'd like to now invite Dr. Nicholas Chevrolotti, if he's here. Is Nicholas here? Okay. If Dr. Chevrolotti would please offer an update on the construction of the HCCC Center for Student Success parking and anything else he'd like to share. Nicholas.
Thank you, Chris. First, I apologize for not being there in person. I'd hoped to be on campus today. I miss you all, and next time we give an update, I will be there in person and we'll be able to share some photos from the construction, which is moving along. So the Center for Student Success, just to recap, that contract was awarded in the spring of 2024. We had a 26-month build out within our contract. So we were expecting to be completed with construction by summer of 2026. The project is moving along at a pretty steady clip. We have experienced some delays, not completely unexpected, but we were early in the process. We were shut down by the Jersey City Building Department when the developer was laying the concrete foundations. That put us behind schedule about a month. We've had some supply chain issues just because of international forces. And most recently, we are running into the world of tariffs, which is a new wrinkle. That being said, in working with MAST and DOCO is our contractor on the site, the building is going to move forward. We're going to be done. Right now, it looks like the fall of 2026. We don't really have an exact date because we have scheduled a meeting in October to sit down and figure out what we can do to get back on our original timeline, which I think was in August 2026 schedule. So I know there have been some issues, but everyone who walks down the block can see the exterior. It's going to be a beautiful building once it's done, and the sooner the better. Just flipping gears real quick to parking, because Chris asked me this morning just to mention it. Once again, want to thank everyone for their patience, especially the users of the stackers. If there are any issues at the stackers, please contact security, Jack Quigley and his team. We've had a couple of hiccups there, but I think they've all been handled. If they haven't, please just email me and Jack, and we'll make sure that those issues are addressed. 168 Sip Avenue, we were originally supposed to turn over that parking lot at the beginning of the semester. We've renegotiated with the Jersey City Redevelopment Authority, and we will have full access to that parking lot until June, July of next year. So we'll get through another academic year use of that parking lot. And then we continue to look for sites. So as always, ask the community if you see a piece of property that's available for rent or sale, just shoot me an email. I've gotten one or two over the last month, and I do appreciate the information. And that's all I have, Chris.
Thanks so much, Nicholas. We're so glad you continue to be involved in and serve the college. On Thursday, September 11th, the college remembered 9/11 and lives lost that day in the 4th annual HCCC 9/11 Memorial Commemoration held in the Deneen Hall Gallery and on the Gabert Library veranda. We thank Dr. Uris Pujols and his colleagues for organizing this powerful and meaningful remembrance event that included heroic first responders on that fateful day and others. And several weeks earlier, an inspirational institutional engagement and excellent summer retreat was organized by the President's Advisory Council on Institutional Engagement and Excellence, or PACE. More than 60 members of our HCCC family and community participated. I'd now like to invite Vice President for Institutional Engagement and Excellence, Dr. Pujols, and PACE co-chairs Diana Galvez and Rafi Manjikian to offer an update on their work and plans going forward.
Hello, everyone. Nice to see you. I usually go last, but I was told today to go first, so I'm going first. As Dr. Reber mentioned, we had our summer retreat on August 14th. Over 60 faculty, staff, and community members came. We thank all of you for coming and attending. We had a great keynote speaker. Now, the keynote speaker could have gone the whole day. He was actually really, really nice, Dr. Letez Hammonds, but he was only scheduled for 2.5 hours, and was very engaging, very enlightenment. It was a good time, and everybody really wished he was the whole day. But again, he was limited to the 2.5 hours, and he did exceptionally well. So we thank all of you for attending. We thank the planning committee. I know Dr. Reber always acknowledges me and Diana, but there's about 50 people involved in planning the event, so we thank all of you. I don't have the time to say the 50 names, especially because we're a little behind, but thank you to all the 50 planning members. And, you know, my co-chair, it was at her campus, and she really did a lot for that campus and that space. There's a lot of things that happen behind the scene, as you know, so, you know, she's Joe's right-hand person. So, Diana, thank you so much. During the retreat, we also had a nice panel as well as a discussion of our action plan. Our action plan, the nomenclature had to be renamed, as Dr. Reber mentioned, to Institutional Engagement and Excellence. We also are working on our bylaws with the whole PACE committee to formulate everything in regards not only to nomenclature, but membership. So we're working on membership alterations as well. So that is it from me in the interest of time. And now I'll pass it along to my lovely co-chair, Diana Galvez.
Thank you, Rafi. Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Tuesday. I want to begin with wishing everyone a happy Hispanic Heritage Month. Hispanic Heritage Month is a time to celebrate the history, culture, and contributions of the Hispanic and Latina communities. As a proud Hispanic serving institute, Hudson uses this month to come together, learn from one another, and honor the diversity that makes our college stronger. Tomorrow, in the Student Center first floor from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m., the Latin Society Club will be tabling for Hispanic Heritage Month. I advise y'all to pass by. They're doing a guessing game to see if you can match the Latin country with their flag, and you win a prize. We are also going to be celebrating Hispanic Heritage and Student Impact Week, which is our like version of HSI Week here at Hudson, starting on October 5th with our golden event, which is the 50th anniversary of Hispanic Heritage Parade for New Jersey, State Parade for New Jersey. That is happening on October 5th starting from North Bergen on 80th Street and Bergen Line all the way to 32nd Street. So it's a whole event that, and we encourage y'all to come and participate. I am also looking for volunteers, students. Please contact me so that they can represent us and continue our celebration for the 50th anniversary. Our Hispanic Heritage and Student Impact Week will have a panel discussion and more to come on all the activities that are going on in that week next week. Look out for a flyer in your emails, your communication emails. And also that week will be ending with the Latin Society's 4th annual Hispanic Heritage Fashion Show. This year's theme is Heritage and Style, 50 Years of Hispanic Culture and Fashion. The fashion show is part of our legacy shows, event shows that are happening this academic year in celebration of our 50th anniversary. So I hope to see you all there. And if you have any questions or want to volunteer, feel free to email me.
Thank you, Rafi, and thank you, Diana, and thank you, Dr. Reber, for letting us speak today. I want to say happy Rosh Hashanah. We're also observing that holiday as we speak. As Chris mentioned, we held a wonderful memorial on Tuesday, September 11th, commemorating and celebrating the lives we lost that day. We heard multiple inspirational accounts and reflections from Commissioner Anthony Romano. Many of you know him as a commissioner, he's always here at the college. But on that day, he was serving as captain, a police captain in Hoboken, New Jersey, and he was leading one of the rescue teams, moving people out. As also Chris mentioned, we had other first responders in the call. That was kind of like the focus of the program. And I also want to thank our own Patrick Del Piano, first fire safety manager, who also shared about his involvement in the rescue efforts. He had about 40 years, over 40 years of service in the fire department in Jersey City before that. James Sherrock is the vice chair of New Jersey State Police Training Commission, and also he was a former criminal justice adjunct professor here at the college. I didn't know that until I actually spoke with him. But he also shared about his experience. Here in Jersey City, he served as an undersheriff for the police department. I know his accounts were pretty tough. Also, Dwayne Taylor, he's a battalion chief for Jersey City Fire Department. He's a third-generation firefighter in Jersey City. He also shared his reflections. He's a published author. He's also an alum of Hudson County Community College. And even though he did not serve, did not participate on the rescues of 9/11, his father did. And unfortunately, his father passed last year out of the consequences of some of the fumes and the smoke that he was exposed on that day. But when Dwayne was speaking about it, he said he never complained. He always said people needed help, and I was able to provide it. So again, a day of reflection. I also want to thank Professor Anthony Acevedo for providing an excellent presentation, something that he thought of conceptualizing 9/11 in the classroom. He talked about some of the historical background behind that and how some of that information kind of filters into the classroom. I also want to thank student Victoria Langa from the Student Literature Council. She read a beautiful poem for all of us. And of course, as Rafi mentioned, and also as Chris mentioned about the kickoff for the 50th celebration, none of these programs are done by themselves. They just don't happen, or any one person is not responsible. So I just wanted to take a moment to thank those people that helped plan it and support it. Michelle Vitale, Director of Cultural Affairs, Sama Adewald, Coordinator of Cultural Affairs, Richard Walker, Associate Director of Institutional Engagement and Excellence Training, Zachary Forrest, Associate Director of Veterans Affairs and International Student Services, and of course, Jennifer Christopher and her team for ensuring that we had all the promotions, Willie Shriver and his team for ensuring that everything worked in the room. You know, whenever you turn anything on, you want to make sure that it does what you intended to do. Julio Maldonado and his team for ensuring that the room looked its part, and for so many others that I'm sure I'm going to be noted. Hey, you didn't mention me, but thank you all. I'm happy to share also that from the Office of Cultural Affairs, we're also supporting and participating in the 50th year anniversary. And one specific program that Michelle Vitale, the Director of Cultural Affairs, is working on is an exhibition called 50 Years of Excellence. This will take place at the Museum of Jersey City History. If you don't know where it is, it's like about a block away from here. So it's within walking distance. And this is going to be open from November 7th to March 7th. And it's going to be a full exhibition about the history of the college. There are going to be a lot of printed materials, pictures, letters. I remember when Michelle first started this process, it was like, oh my God, what can I get? The last meeting that I had with her last year, that concern was like, wow, how can I display all of this? So there's so much information there. I hope that you do make it a point to go and just take a look at it. It's part of our celebration. It's our history, you know, and 50 and forward. As we look forward, we also want to look back and take pride on, you know, on our journey. The Office of Accessibility Services is heavily involved in the latest compliance requirements as it deals with web-based content, websites, and so on. And I want to thank Danielle Lopez, Director of Accessibility Services, and her team for, you know, ensure that we are up to date. I know it's a big task. We spoke earlier this morning, but I know that you're not doing it by yourself. I know Christopher Fontanes, the website manager, is also helping you, him and his team. And when I'm talking about his team, I'm just talking about Jay Singh, because it's just a team of two. When it comes to immigration services, Willie, do you mind putting the website? I just wanted to say, I was speaking with a colleague yesterday, and she mentioned that there were ICE raids back in Hudson County, some people kind of like recording it. So that might be a continuous theme around here. But the point that I wanted to make is like, you're not alone, even though I do not have the answers, or we do not have the answers. You know, the commitment that you have is that we are going to navigate this together. Willie, do you mind going to the bottom? This is the website where we host our information, the support that we are making available for students. Again, these are public resources that are available to all. And the first one that you have, which if I could probably read if I had my glasses, but if you had a question, you needed like a legal consultation or some type of guidance that is quick, those are some hotlines that you could call. And on the other line, they give you that information. On the second bullet, you have a big document there that provides a lot of resources about pro bono, free or low cost lawyers or legal services that are available for students to explore and to consider. If you go to the other one, Willie, this is the information from the two Know Your Rights information sessions that we held at the college, that we had attorney Cheryl Lane come and speak. She was actually in this room. We recorded the presentations. So in there, you have access to the slide deck of the presentation, as well as the recording of it, which we recently transcribed to make sure that we were compliant with website accessibility guidance. Danielle asked me to say that. And all the way on the bottom, I'm listed as the contact person, but I understand that when it comes to legal matters, there is a level of comfort, a level of trust that needs to exist for someone to essentially self-identify and say, hey, I'm looking for this information. So what we've done, we created a smart sheet. Students are able to click there. We ask them for a preferred name. They don't need to give a full name, just a name, a phone number, and select a couple of options that make sense for us to call back. And that's probably the less harmless way of doing that. I had meetings with 3 of the schools, a meeting with the School of Nursing and Health Science early in October, just to speak to the faculty as they have their meetings to talk about these resources and so on. The next step, it's me and my team going to the classrooms, speaking to students and reintroducing our services in our office, but also including this type of support that is available. And very quickly, we have a creative placemaking conference that will be taking place here at the college on November 6th. It will be open to all students, faculty, and staff at no cost. More information is forthcoming. And we're also looking ahead to the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Annual Memorial that we host every year. And this year, we've identified Kevin Richardson. The name might not sound familiar, but he's one of the Central Park Five. And the idea is that he's going to come and share some of that. I think it's very timely and appropriate. So it's like the Oscars. You kind of hear the music in the background. So I thank all of you for your time. And Chris, thanks again for the opportunity to speak today. Thank you.
I know this is running a little longer than we'd like, but it's so important, and it's the first one of the year. We're almost finished, though. I do want to say, Eurus, Diana, Rafi, and so many others, thank you for your leadership and support of our mission-centric work to ensure equity, inclusion, accessibility, and belonging. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that Eurus will be honored by Sarah's Daughters Domestic Violence Awareness, Inc. at the organization's 14th annual gala on Friday, October 10th. Eurus is being honored. He's being honored, and I'm quoting, for his exceptional dedication, notable achievements, and compassionate contributions to his community. So congratulations and thanks for your exceptional leadership and example, Eurus. And we did, yeah, you do it again. While I'm offering congratulations, please join me in congratulating Dr. Joe Caniglia, Dr. Doreen Pontius, and Janet Chavez. Doreen and Joe recently completed doctoral study at Manhattanville University and Liberty University, respectively. Dr. Joe and Dr. Doreen, we're so happy for you. And Janet finished her master's degree at William Patterson University in July. So Janet, Doreen, and Joe, you make us all proud. Are there any other recently completed advanced degrees to celebrate today? There probably are. We have so many people working on them, and we're so happy to support you and want to celebrate with everyone. Next and last, I'd like to invite North Hudson Campus Executive Director, Dr. Joe Caniglia, to offer an update on the exciting happenings at the North Hudson campus.
Thank you, Chris. Hello, everyone. So before I get started, I'd like to give a shout out to my team, Jason Figueroa, Diana Galvez, Aura Matias, and Yadelin Teneo. Without their support and everyone at the North Hudson campus's support, the campus wouldn't be doing as well as it's doing. And also, we'd like to shout out to Dr. Chris Reber and Dr. Daryl Jones for their continued support for all that they do for the North Hudson campus. So, everyone, I hope your semester is off to a successful and rewarding start. As we move into the fall, I'd like to take a moment to share some exciting updates and upcoming events happening at the North Hudson campus. I'm pleased to report that, first, the enrollment is doing well. It's going strong between on-ground classes, online classes, and remote classes. We're ahead from last year, so we're doing great. And I want to thank, it takes a village, like Dr. Reber says, but the enrollment team and all the advisors, financial aid, Bursar, the entire team downstairs in the enrollment center. They do magnificent work, and thanks to Gretchen, Belinda, Lisa, Matt, and their team for doing great work. The September All-College Council, for those of you that didn't know, will be held tomorrow at 3:30 p.m. at the North Hudson campus in the multipurpose room. We are also proud to celebrate rich diversity in our community with several important cultural events this fall. First, as Diana Galvez mentioned, happening at the North Hudson campus and Jersey City campus, there will be specific events dealing with Hispanic Heritage Month. So we look forward to attending those events. And Diana, thank you very much. Also, this year, we're going to have an Italian Heritage Celebration. Please join us on Wednesday, November 5th, 2025, from 12:30 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. as we celebrate Italian heritage with food, music, and a thoughtful panel discussion. A special thank you to Dr. Kathy Sarangelo, Professor Lori Riccadonna, and Professor Rose Grimaldi, who will be sharing their stories and experiences during this event. We're very grateful for them, and I thank them very much. I was trying to think about what else to do for this celebration, and I was blessed with an angel, and that angel is Professor Joseph Gallo, because he gave me a call a few months ago, and he is the writer of My Italy Story, which will be taking place, which will be shown in November in Jersey City. So thanks to the Office of Student Life and Leadership, they're giving us 60 tickets to attend that play. So if you're interested, please let the Office of Student Life and Leadership know. Next, the 4th Annual Aspiring Student Leadership Conference and Science Fair will be held November 17, 2025 at the North Hudson campus from 9 o'clock to 2 o'clock. This full-day event will include breakfast and lunch, an inspiring keynote address, and student-focused workshops centered in the theme of leadership and first-generation students. We are grateful to the presenters. We have Rafi Majikian, Lisa Bogart, Jocelyn Juan Castellano, Luz Tellez, Mark McCarthy, and Keisha Taylor and Kiri Hernandez, who will be giving workshops to the students after the keynote address. A special thanks to Angela Tuzzo, who has been working with me in the planning process alongside me. I also want to acknowledge Professor Sebastian Pisiak and Jocelyn Juan Castellano for their valuable contributions to the planning committee. And also Diana, Jason, and Yalin, who have given a lot of positive feedback and support throughout the process. We hope you will join us for what promises to be a dynamic and enriching experience for our students. Finally, I'm happy to share that Diana Galvez this year and myself, and I believe Jennifer Vaccarcel are going to be participating in a leadership program from the Haku organization. So we're real excited about that. So we're going to be, I believe, going at the end of October to the beginning of November. And finally, we have a new EOF counselor at the North Hudson campus, Stephanie Robinson. We want to welcome her to the North Hudson family. Finally, one last thing, I'm sorry. We have science fair judges this year because we're going to be giving away prizes. So Professor Sahana Abdullah, Professor Gian Nakala, and Professor Fatima Tott have agreed to be judges for the science fair. So we're very appreciative. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Joe. I'm going to be at North Hudson all day tomorrow. We'll be holding a signing ceremony for a new memorandum of understanding between the college and Save Latin America, which is located in Union City. And this MOU will expand the longstanding partnership of the college and Save Latin America to take our service and support of the citizens of North Hudson County communities to the next level. Any of you who would like to join us, please do. We now open the meeting to questions, comments, concerns, announcements, suggestions.